Joining us now is Mr. Matthew McKenna, spokesperson for Elections Canada, to give us some general updates and guidelines regarding the 2021 federal election. Sir, welcome to Forum Daily.
Thanks for having me.
So can we start with a quick overview of this upcoming election and how it differs from previous elections?
Sure. For the most part, voting will be a lot similar to what it was in previous elections. We're still expecting most Canadians will head to the polls on election day or during advance polls. And that's still the most convenient and easiest way, really, for them to do it. Of course, when they get there, they're going to be seeing some of the things they've probably gotten used to over the course of the past year and a half, sanitizing stations at entrances and exits. Our poll workers will all be wearing masks. They'll be sitting behind plexiglass barriers just to protect the health and safety of electors. So while the mechanics of voting are largely the same, those health and safety measures will be in place across the board to make sure that people feel safe and are protected when they go vote.
And can you tell us a little bit more about the role Elections Canada plays in terms of organizing and moderating the election?
Sure. Well, our mandate is to be ready at all times to deliver an election. And that work is done in large part by returning officers. People may not realize that really what happens during a federal general election is that there's 338 simultaneous elections happening across the country, one in every riding. And the returning officers take on the bulk of that work. So that's everything from recruiting the 250,000 temporary workers we need to deliver the election, to finding the poll sites that we'll use where people can go and cast their ballot, coordinating with members of the community to make sure that everybody has the information that they need to vote. So it's really hats off to those folks for pulling it all together. It's a heck of a job, and we can't do it without them.
And we know this year we also have the opportunity to vote by mail. So can you go over the voting by mail process for our viewers, both in terms of how it works and how secure these ballots may be?
Sure thing. Yeah, we know that's a question that's going to be on a lot of people's minds is, should I be voting by mail? It's an option that's available to anybody who's eligible. The deadline to apply is 6 p.m. on the Tuesday before Election Day, so that's September 14th. And you can apply online or by contacting their local Elections Canada office. As soon as we get their application, we send you a special ballot voting kit with everything you need. It's got a prepaid envelope with an address already on it. So you just complete your ballot, put it in the mailbox, and it gets its way back to us. The special ballot that you use when you vote by mail is a little bit different than the one that you'd see when you go vote at the polls. You don't get the list of candidates from your riding, where you tick a little X beside the name of the person you want to vote for. You have to write the first and last name of that person on your ballot and then get it in the mail back to us.
And would you be able to tell us a little bit more on the security of these ballots to ensure that they are secure once they reach Elections Canada?
Sure thing. Yeah, and there's a couple of things there. I mean, there's mechanisms in place to make sure that your vote is kept secret and that the vote that you cast is the one that we get on our end. So every voting kit comes with a series of envelopes. There's an inner envelope and an outer envelope. And on the outer envelope, there's the information like your name, your electoral district, and then there's a unique identifier code that we use to make sure that the envelope that we get back is indeed the one that's associated with the application that you sent to us in the first place. The inner envelope is used to make sure that their vote cannot be associated to you in particular. So as soon as those first verification checks are done, we open up the envelope, we take the inner envelope, which is unmarked, and put it in a ballot box, and then that gets counted on election night. So it's very much the same as when we dump out a box of marked ballots on election day, shuffle them around on a table, and there's no link to a person's name.
All right, Matthew, thank you again for joining us today on Forum Daily.
Okay, it's my pleasure. Thanks.